All right, welcome everybody. This is B&B playing Low Fantasy Gaming. Today we have with us some superstars here. I'm gonna let them kind of give a brief introduction of who's playing who, and they don't have to really give the details about the characters. Just kind of let them know that they're playing that person. And we'll go ahead and start with to the left here with Demi.
Right, hello, name's Tristan. I'm a street urchin, employed as a merchant guard. I picked up the blade while walking the roads protecting guild caravans and merchants alike. And ever since I first drew blood, I knew I had a knack for it. I excelled at it. Eventually my talents were noticed and I expanded. I grew stronger, faster, swifter. Anyone who lay before me as an enemy would soon meet their maker at my blade.
Excellent. Next up, we have our next superstar, Emma.
Hello everyone, my name is Emma and I'm playing Enna. I am simply a girl that's kind of traveled around with her family her entire life, and recently her father has died and she's been trying to manage on her own, and she was picked up by the Imperial Guard for some unknown reason and is now being held captive by them.
Awesome. And then next up, playing Arnhold, we have Vaughn.
Hey, this is Vaughn playing Arnhold. Arnhold has been a member of this group for longer than pretty much anyone else. He has come to believe that this family is the best chance he has to having a real life, given his lack of citizenship and having no real ties to this land other than these people. So he's here for the long haul and to help maintain this group and its purpose in here.
Awesome. And then the ever great Matihi playing Githia.
Hi there, I am Matihi, and as Sima said, I am playing Githa. And Githa grew up in the woods on the outskirts of the Empire with her mother, two older brothers. She made sure to keep up with her brothers there, making sure she was rough and tumble, just like the two of them. Going around, hunting game, making sure to hone her bow skills, making sure she was as superior as she could be. Unfortunately, them going off to serve with the Empire left her with her mother. Eventually, her mother passing off, she wasn't able to get a message out to her brothers to let them know that she passed. Luckily for her, right before she succumbed to lack of food, Mallom picked her up. She's been traveling with him for the past 8 years.
Awesome. And Lucides.
Hi, I'm Lucidities, and I'm going to be playing Mallom. I've walked these lands, serving as a mercenary for more years than I could count, or any man could rightfully count. Seen more than my share of bloodshed. I've lost people I've cared about, and dispatched people I've hated. You don't serve this many years leading a group without knowing how to wield a blade, how to command men, but more importantly, how to lead men, how to recognize what your companions need, what inspires, what terrifies, and when someone is close to breaking and when someone is close to saving. It's a skill I've long cultivated, and at this point I've had a hand in recruiting and training almost every member of the Seekers. Because that's what we are, Seekers. What are we seeking? Dead gods only know. But the time's come, hanging up my sword and leaving the group, moving on to other things after many years leading.
Awesome. All right. So. Oh. I can't move you guys. Why aren't you moving?
Is it the tokens? Or is it the screen?
The screen.
I should be able to. So if you're looking at a new tab, that'll drop down at the top. Yeah?
Yeah. No, it's. There we go.
I can move myself.
Oh, yay.
It's hard to believe it's been 200 years since the reckoning, the day when Sir Gareth called upon the heavens to challenge the reign of gods. What followed was cataclysmic. Destruction of the gods by the humans in Gareth led to the near removal of all magic from the world. What was once bright and vibrant, full of life and wonder, is now a dying wasteland. Major forests have dried up, rivers have almost stopped their flow. Following in the wake of the reckoning, the Empire was formed, offering a haven for people to live and flourish. The borders of the Empire formed around the only land left that could sustain a comfortable life. After the reckoning, the Empire, not wanting to experience a repeat of the last events, have outlawed all magic. Magic users who sprang up are quickly removed from existence. Those who disagree with the law are banished into the tribe lands, in the hope that they will vanish from memory. While some might think the tribe lands offer safety to magic users, the Empire continually shows the opposite is true. With the law of conscription, the Empire never runs out of souls to send into the tribe lands to enforce its will. Every male citizen not exempted of the rights of the Empire, upon their 15th birthday, owns 6 years of service to the Empire. Citizens who the Empire deems unfit for service are released from their 6 years of service, allowing merchants and mercenary bands to hire them. Sir Gareth calling down the gods, being imbued with power. Magic users, liches, infused Sir Gareth with all the power they could. The object was control. If they could call down the gods, they may be able to control all the magic. What ended up happening was Sir Gareth killing one of the old gods, which unleashed a fury, destroying towns and cities and countries and kingdoms alike, fighting each other. The end of days. Humans, seeing that the world was ever changing, rose up in support of themselves. Together with the gods fighting each other and the humans uniting against the god, they quickly vanquished the gods with the help of Sir Gareth. What lies now 200 years later is skeletal remains of what once was. Sir Gareth quickly seeing that he was betrayed by the liches, seeing that they're up to no good, and understanding that he would not survive as long with all the power they imbued with him, quickly sealed off the magic realm, resulting in magic completely disappearing from the world. Seeing this, the liches wanted their revenge. They quickly subdued Garrett and vanquished them. In the next 200 years that follows, the world changed. Liches died off. No magic has sprung up. Anybody who sees the practice magic is quickly killed.
Hello?
Enya, never knowing why she was always on the move, her father and mother always taking her to different places, always hiding, only knowing that upon her grandfather's death, they were always on the move. Only after her father died did she learn that someone killed her grandfather, and the only way to stay safe was to be on the move, which worked for years until her mother died. Sickness claimed her in the middle of the night, and upon cue, the Imperial footmen showed up to the door. The so-called friends of her mother, offering no resistance, quickly showed the footmen to Enya. With Enya in custody, they immediately journeyed to an outpost along the border, where she awaits her destiny. Right. Everybody see the map? The scene?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah.
And that's where we start. So as you're sitting in the cell, dark and dank, no one has really spoken to you. And then out of the darkness comes a fragile old man. Ah, you're Enya. I heard a lot about you.
She looks up at him. Excuse me, but would you be able to explain exactly what is going on?
The Empire. They're scared of you. Rumor has it that you know magic.
That's preposterous. Please, my mother just passed. At least let me go and bury her. Let me give her her funeral rites.
Well, that is not up for me to decide. But today is your lucky night. See, magic user or not, I happen to disagree with the policies of what they unfold. And I may be able to get you out. Would you like that?
Very much so, yes. What can I do to ensure that happening?
I have summoned a great warrior. Together we may be able to free you. But it's your choice. You have to go with them freely. But if you stay here, I could tell you the Empire will kill you.
Freely. Without chains.
Without chains. See, I have a friend who knows of your grandfather. And he'd
Who?
greatly like to see you safe.
Who is this man?
His name is Duke Rarth.
Does
He
that
knew your
name ring any bells for me?
No, it wouldn't. He knew your grandfather before he died. He also knew of your mother. He was present at her when she was born.
Well, please do send this Duke my thanks. I'm not sure what I've done to deserve his kindness, but it is very greatly appreciated, and I will go along with your warrior if it means being free of the Imperials.
Excellent. Well, simply from my understanding, he was a friend of your family. And hearing of your capture quickly got word out to me to help you.
And I'm sorry, who are you exactly?
I'm Brother Merrick. But that is not of importance. And then with that, he'll look behind him. And he'll... Sir Mallom.
Just Mallom, no need for this, sir.
Yes, yes, this is the one.
Is this your warrior that you spoke of?
It is. He should be able to guide you safely. And he'll look over at Sir Mallom. Remember, when you leave here, the Empire will be in full pursuit of you. Stick to the woods and the trails. Try to stay out of the big cities.
Of course, I know my trade. Can you delay them in any way? Distract them? Perhaps send them down a false trail?
That I will. It should only take you 2 days travel to get to Duke Rarth.
If the weather and our companions permit. Girl, what was your
My name is Enna.
Well, Enna, it's a pleasure. I'm Mallom. I'll be escorting you. Have you traveled and ridden through the dense forests before?
She quietly nods.
That's good. We've got a great deal of distance to travel, but great deal of ground to cover. But frankly, we need to get going immediately. We don't have time to exchange the full pleasant.
Well, if you will simply let me out of this cell, I will be happy to move along.
That I can help with. I happen to have a key. That's my understanding, Mallom, that your old mercenary band is close by.
Hey, they are.
Excellent. Hopefully you can convince him to help you. And with that, he'll go over and unlock the door to the cell. Come, follow me. We'll get out to the main hallway, and from there, we'll split. You can leave out the front gate. I'll make sure that...
Do you have anything I can disguise myself with? Maybe even a cloth to put over my head? Or should I not be worrying about that at this point?
Yes, a cloak. And I'll have a cloak and a short bow for you up in the main hallway. I believe that's some of your effects.
Yes, that would be wonderful. Thank you.
Excellent. Now come, we must go. Now with that, he'll turn and start walking up the stairway.
Come, Enna. Don't worry. You'll be safe. We're going to see a friend.
Thank you, Sir Mallom. Do you know where we're going?
Are you familiar with Greehith?
Am I familiar with Greehith?
You would have heard of it. It's just another realm in the Empire to you.
I've heard of it. It's just another realm in the Empire to me, though.
Hey, but it lies in the north, not too far from here. But it's where safety can be found, where salvation resides.
Safety for how long?
I'll let the Duke explain when we arrive.
She's gonna start following after you, but continues whispering as you. Have you met the Duke? Do you know him?
I do. We've corresponded for many years, but frankly, this is not the time. There are still Imperials about. Grab your cloak, look to the ground, and arch your back like you're an old woman, and they will be less likely to question.
Very well. And Enna's gonna do her best to remain unseen and continue forward.
Quickly, quickly. And he'll point over to the side and point out the cloak and the short bow.
Mallom grabs the cloak and throws it on Enna, and as she's as she's grabbing the short bow, he like gathers some dirt in his hands and kind of like smears it on her face, and says, "Apologies, but best way to help divert attention."
It's fine. I'm used to the dirt of the road. Let's continue.
All right. Now give me a minute to get the guards off the gate. And then from there, you guys will be able to leave unmolested. But you have to move quickly, because if they spot you or if they know they're been duped, they're going to be hot on your heels.
Do you have a horse or anything, Sir Mallom?
Do I?
No, you would be on foot.
The woods are too thick for a horse, and it would draw too much attention. We're going to be traveling on foot for now.
Very well. I will follow your lead.
Mallom turns and nods to the old man, signaling that they're.
Excellent. And with that, he will quickly make haste and head out the front. And then, after a few minutes goes by, he comes back. Quickly, quickly, go out the front gates. They are gone. Not for long, though.
Well, Enna, let's go. Let's hurry. Mallom says, motioning with an arm extended for her to step out the door along.
And she continues out the door and rushes alongside Mallom to get out as quickly as possible.
All right.
Yeah, and Mallom leads the way just slightly in front, trying to make it look like she's like a servant or something. Walking fast, but not like sprinting in a way that would draw too much attention.
All right, and with that, you quickly head out and make it through the gates. And then with that, we'll cut over to the other players. Can you guys see anything?
No.
How about now?
There we
Yes.
go.
All right. All right. So as they head out, you guys are in the camp, not too far away. You did get word from Mallom to meet here. He's been gone for just under a year. So it's kind of weird that he did give you a message to meet him. And that's where we'll start with you guys.
And Githy is leaning against a nearby tree with a piece of wood out in her hands, dagger in the other, whittling away. She kind of waits in the area, wondering exactly why Mallom is coming back at this point. She looks over at her other compatriots. She slowly kind of shucks wood onto the ground, just seeing what they're doing.
You look impatient, my friend.
Well, I'm usually not one for waiting around.
Mallom will be back as soon as possible. It will be good to see him after all these time.
Maybe he's planning on coming back to the group. One can only hope.
I do not see that happening, but if my wish can come true, perhaps.
Oh, you're wishing on it.
I miss my friend. I believe we all do.
Indeed. 8 years is hard to forget.
Yes, but we know Mallom. Once he's made up his mind, it's hard to change it.
Unfortunately. Very true.
This is true. But perhaps he misses us too.
Well, we can only hope.
And Githia keeps whittling away, leaning against the tree. It looks like she's making a tiny figurine. It's fairly crude. She only really started a few months ago, mostly out of waiting during some of their missions. But it's kept her busy and occupied.
Talking like this with Githa makes Arnold starts to look kind of anxious also. Time is about to come. It's been a long time.
All right. After time.
So rather than walking right up to them, Mallom would signal for the two of them to stop a little ways back and do a little bird call, a little whoop, 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 kind of an old signal to signal himself, but also to check in that everything is in the clear.
I believe they have arrived.
Githia will get up from the tree, from leaning on it, put away her whittling, look over towards the sound of the bird call, make a whistle of her own, signaling that everything's all right.
At which Mallom will motion for Enna to follow him out from the tree cover. And coming out will be Geetha, Tristan, Arnhold. Oh, what a sight for sore eyes you three are. And goes out to get to wrap all three in a big bear hug and lift them off the ground as best he can.
Mallom, my friend. It has been so long.
No need for such tight hugs. It's not comfortable. Githia is obviously fairly uncomfortable with the hugs, but still appreciates it.
Enna stays back a few feet during all this and just kind of watches the four of you as you're interacting. She still has her hood drawn up on her cloak. Just kind of awkwardly standing to this.
This is the girl?
Yes, this is the girl. And thank you for coming so much. I know it's been a year, and I know it was a lot to ask for you to leave the rest of the company to come work with me, but I trust you three with my life, and this might be the most important mission, the most important job we've ever had.
You know, we'd go to hell and back for you there, Malin, but what exactly are you getting us into? What's with the skinny broad, anyway?
Oh, apologies. I've been so rude. Miss Enna, may I introduce the three best seekers this world has ever known. Geetha, tough as nails, but with the heart of gold, even if she'll deny it every time.
Mm-hmm.
Arnhold, the best shot with a bow you'll come across in the entire empire and the wild tribal lands and back again.
Give a slight bow.
and my good man Tristan. Sneaky with a blade, master swordsman. Will slit a throat, and as soon as he'll seduce a maid. And you three, may I present the Lady Enna, our charge for this mission.
So it's a whole escort mission. Alright.
I'm not entirely sure what I've done to deserve such treatment and such care, or why this is considered your most important job yet, but I do thank you for your help.
Well, we haven't done our job yet. Might as well wait till we get you where you need to go before thanking us.
And this is more than anything I could have expected, honestly.
It is our pleasure. We are glad to have the work and to meet new people.
Why?
Go ahead.
She's gonna kind of stumble over her words and look towards Mallom. So Mallom, why am I so important? Why is this so important?
Because Duke Rarth believes you to be special, child. He knows you to be special. Well,
In what way?
Come closer, all of you. There's something that you need to know. Kind of signaling for everyone to gather up. For years, for so many years, decades even that I've lost count, you've known me to be a wanderer in these lands, to be a mercenary. And all that time, I've been seeking something. I've been a seeker, where our group's names come from. But you see, I've been doing so at the behest of a great man, of a great friend, the Duke Rarth. You see, we live in broken times. You've all seen it. The deserts grow, the rivers dry up, our world is dying, all because magic is gone. Because the energy, the spark that powered everything has disappeared. You agree, yes, you've seen what's happening.
Yes, the world is in bad shape, but
Where are you going
what does
with
this have to do with this girl?
Duke Rarth has dedicated his life, and I've dedicated my life as well, to fixing that wrong, to finding a way to restore magic and restore the world. He's a much wiser man, and he knows much more than I do, but my Lady Enna, I believe you are part of the key to that. Something about you is key to restoring magic to the world and to restoring the lands so that the rivers flow, the spring comes, and the deserts are seed, so that things could be right again. You see, the Empire fears this. They fear the loss of the control. They think if they just build another irrigation ditch, if they just exile more people, that they'll be able to hold it at bay, but they can't. They recognize that the return of magic is a threat to their power, and they will do everything they can to stop this, but we cannot allow this. This is why I only trusted you three. You were my closest companions. I would go to hell and back for you. I would give my life for you. And unfortunately, I must ask that if it comes to this, you give your lives for this mission, just as I will. Because this isn't just about a bit of coin, though the Duke is wealthy and there may be a bit of coin at the end of it for all of us. This is about saving everyone. This is about salvation, not just for us, but for the world as a whole.
You know, if it were anyone spouting these kind of words, I'd call him a kook and get him locked up. But you, Mallom, unfortunately I trust you, and willing to give my life for whatever the hell you believe in. Count me in.
You say this... This girl knows magic? This will bring the Empire down upon us.
Her eyes get really big and she just kind of shakes her head. No.
I don't know if she knows magic, but it's something about her key to restoring that. The Duke knows more, which is why we need to get to him immediately. He's 2 days ride north in Grihi. Hopefully we could avoid any Imperial patrols on the way, but let's face it, we all know luck doesn't always favor such endeavors. We've got to be prepared for the worst.
Of course.
And as he says that, you hear rustling coming from the wooded path.
Oh, shit. We best be getting out of here right away.
We must move quickly.
And Githia takes out her bow. And knocking the arrow. Holding the bow down. Waiting. Seeing who comes out.
And as the footsteps get closer, you hear some humming. Not paying attention to his surroundings.
Hide the girl. Now.
Mallom steps in front of Enna and kind of shoves her into the bush as like a hard.
I'm gonna do my best to hide.
Hearing the commotion, he looks up. Ah, well, hello, strangers.
Hello?
See, I stumbled upon your camp by accident.
Indeed, by accident. Though it maybe looks like you should be accidentally leaving as well.
Oh,
Who
yes.
are you, friend?
Ah, me, I am just a peasant. I just coming from the forest. We were, the forest of Heat Grove.
Really? And how long have you been standing there?
Oh, not long, I assure you. I was just coming back. I tried hunting, but there's nothing to hunt. So I'm on my way back to Heat Grove.
Can we do like any kind of insight check or anything to see like if he's telling the truth?
Yeah. It should be a
Detection? I don't know.
yeah. Some have detection. Some don't. If you all, yeah, I'll let you all roll it. If you do have like a insight, I'll let you roll with that. If not, I'll just let you roll with perception.
Can I roll with insight from the bushes, or should I just stay out of this?
I'm just doing perception.
Yeah, you're welcome to roll.
I don't have insight or perception. I listed under my.
It'll be under
skills, so
abilities for perception.
Yeah, skill. Your abilities.
Oh, under
if you don't,
abilities. Okay,
yeah.
okay, gotcha. Thank you.
if you don't have insight, then you would not.
So roll perception if you don't have insight, or roll detection.
Roll.
Perception.
Perception. Okay.
Oh, no. So Mallom, you would know. He doesn't look like anybody of note, and Arnold, you would know the same. He seems to be telling the truth. That he was just in the woods, wasn't standing there or anything, and is not taking too much of an interest to you guys at the moment, except for the lady who has a arrow knocked. They may have his name on it.
Githia is going to put her bow away, put the arrow back in the quiver. Apologies for getting so aggravated. Usually there might be some big game out here. I always like to be prepared, you understand.
Yes. Well, not only that, but I did stumble upon your camp, so it's one of those things that always better safe than sorry. You never know who lays in waits.
Exactly.
Does Mallom know of any like big cities or any like towns or anything a couple days south from here?
Well, right now you're probably a few miles away from Heat Grove. There is Hesda, which is even further to the north, probably about half a day's travel. That would be a medium-sized city. There's not a lot of big cities. Like most of them are all small towns and a few medium cities intermingled, and then one huge imperial city of Bayford.
But do I know of any like towns or anything to like the south like going in that direction besides the one that is, like, can I do a general lore check?
Oh, yeah, yeah, you would be able to do a general lore. Yeah, it fails, but it don't matter. You would know that the town of, and it's a really small. It's kind of like the outpost village. It's not necessarily out next to the outpost, but it's within a, like probably about 20-minute stroll, not even.
Okay.
And that would be called Wallach.
So what I'm trying to do is Mallom is trying to think of a place like in the opposite direction or in a different direction from where they're going that he could ask this guy the best path to or any shortcuts to kind of like plant the false idea that they're heading in that direction in case this guy gets questioned.
Awesome.
So that's what I'm trying to come up with like an alternative location to like use as a red herring.
All right. Well, that would be a if you got the deception, you'd want to throw that. Wallach would be the town to the south of where the direction you just came from by the outpost. And if you don't have deception, charisma would work.
Sorry, let me find it.
Yeah, if it's not listed under skills, then you wouldn't have it.
Yeah, I know. It's just oddly there's charisma isn't listed under the attributes or abilities.
Yeah, it's CHA. Yeah, it's under.
Oh yeah, no, it's not in your attributes. Okay, we'll fix that.
I saw it.
No, from the
From the
macros.
pull down. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you want to roll off your sheet, go right ahead. They'll do the same mechanic. And then roll, it would be, there you go. And then your target would be 13, which is a success. So the way that they work in here, it's not like, far close. You get, if you're more than half your value or whatever, it's considered like a critical success. But other than that, everything else is just normal success.
Okay. So Malin would be like, "Excuse me, friend. Do you know the best path to get to
Wallach.
Wallach?"
Oh, Wallach, you say? Heading towards the tribe lands, or you're going towards the outpost?
The tribelands, friend. We have business with we have, you see, we're merchants, and we have business with
Merchants, you say? Well, to get to Wallach, you would head toward that path down to the north there, and then that would connect you with the King's Road, and that will head you down to Wallach. It's probably about a good 45-minute journey on foot.
Okay, you hear that? I told you we were going in the right direction. Thank you. We're just gonna wrap up our camp and we'll be on our way. But you go about your business, friend.
Excellent. Well, be sure to have your merchant papers, because the Imperials will check. You are getting close to the tribe land, so security's a little.
Of course,
over
we
there.
understand. We understand.
And if you feel like staying for a while, Heath Grove is a nice little small town. We would more than welcome some trade.
Maybe on the way back through, we need to. We're on a time crunch at the moment, but when we return from the tribe lands, we'll make sure.
All right, and he'll look around and everybody, and kind of see somebody, Mallom standing in front of somebody, even in some bushes, in a way like. All right, well, you all have a safe journey, and again, careful of the Imperials. They'll check the papers, so be sure to have them ready.
Of course. Thank you very much.
Oh, you all have a wonderful day. And with that, he'll continue on a stroll.
And quickly, once he leaves out of eyesight, Githia starts packing up the camp. Alright, we need to make sure to get going right away, just in case.
Yes, I agree. I don't like it.
Hey, let's go. We need to be moving.
We'll get moving once I'm finished packing up the camp, if these two will help. She gestures.
I will help.
And get to getting. Jeez.
Enna will stand up out of the bush when she feels she can and kind of brush all the leaves and dirt off of her, and will go over towards the camp and help where she's able.
And Mallom is going to keep watch. And when she gets up and walks back, he's going to be like, sorry, apologies about that, Miss Enna, but had to take precautions. With any luck, when he goes running to the Imperials, they'll turn south and won't think to go north.
My mother used to have to push me into bushes as well. It's quite alright.
Alright, so are you guys gonna stick to the... Are you guys gonna use the path, or you can kind of skirt the wood
Nope, woods.
going north? Alright.
Yeah, I would suggest the woods.
Excellent. Let's to the woods. Alright. So with that, seeing the old man leave, the old peasant leave, and heading towards the wood. It's freezing up on me. And bear with me, I'm getting frozen.
That's okay.
You
It
good?
happens. Dun dun dun, the bigger plot was revealed.
Yeah, just shouting it out there.
I figured they're like family. They deserve to know the truth.
Yeah, that's a pretty good plan. Why ain't you moving? You guys see anything? Or are you guys still
No,
up?
still on the other
there?
page.
We're still on.
Yeah.
Hang on, let me try something. I'm gonna try to delete the where I'm trying to move you to and add it back.
I'm trying to decide if my character art is just supposed to be like a drawing of like Ragnar from Vikings or not.
I'm pretty positive it is.
I mean, I think it is, but like the facial structure is kind of wrong.
Alright.
Also a very pointy beard.
There we go. I don't understand why it's being a pain in the butt. But I just re-uploaded it. That worked. You guys see it now?
Yeah.
Awesome. Alright. So as you make your way through the woods, yeah, it's kind of a dense, dark forest. A little bit impervious. You know, you're not going to get easily spotted as you make your way. But it's not a big woods. It's actually a small, dense one by the town of Hughes Grove. So as soon as he gets back, you guys kind of range each other any way you want to be arranged.
I think having Enna in like the middle of the with Mallom leading, and then the others I'm not necessarily.
I could take point and kind of scout ahead a little bit.
True. Okay.
Githia will take the back, of course, having her bow out and everything, making sure to keep eyes out from the rear.
Alright. Now you guys kind of trying to be stealthy through the woods, or just kind of nonchalantly, slowly moving through there?
No, not trying to make a ruckus, I wouldn't think, but as stealthy as we can be, I suppose, without still making time.
Yeah. Exactly.
Alright.
As we're walking, though, am I walking next to Tristan, it seems? Tristan, are you closer to the front of the group? And then Arnhold is, like, scouting ahead.
Yeah, I'm not too far ahead. Arnhold's not real far ahead, but just a little bit. Make sure we have a good trail and there's no surprises.
Gotcha.
More of a city slicker, not get on the forest or the wood.
Okay. Well, since Gina is in the back as they're walking, Mallom is kind of gonna lean over and be like, "So, how have things been with the secret since I've gone? What's happened?"
What was that?
How have things been with the secret since I've gone? It's pained me that I had to leave, but have we lost anyone? Has the new leadership been okay? How's everyone getting along?
You're talking to Tristan, right?
I think he's the closest.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Oh, my bad. I thought you were addressing the leader. Well, I can't say it's the same without you around, Mallom. We managed to get by, but it's not like the good old times.
Hey, nothing quite as. You remember that time with the donkey, and when we tied the torch to its tail?
Don't bring up Don Quixote. I'd rather forget that one.
Those tribesmen had no idea what hit them. I
And
mean,
the look on their faces.
The poor donkey. But yeah, it was their faces, man, their faces.
But yes, times like that are far and few between ever since your departure, my friend.
Well, when the world is made right, times like that will pale in comparison. We'll have golden days ahead of us, my friend.
Well, you can only hope.
Kind of pat Tristan on the shoulder a little bit, and like a paternal like.
And as they're walking, Githa kind of places a hand on Enna's shoulder very lightly, trying not to startle the poor girl. He kind of leans forward as they walk. So, are you be knowing this Duke and what you're walking into?
I don't. I've never even heard his name before. today.
Hmm.
Apparently he just knew my grandfather.
No. I trust Mallom with my life. You got to understand that. But this Duke fella, I don't know him. And you're a pretty lass there, and I just got a bad feeling that you might be walking into something that you don't want to be walking into.
I have a bad feeling about all of this, I'm afraid. I don't know any of you, and so while your trust in Sir Mallom is good and I'm sure well deserved, I'm not sure of all of your intentions and what exactly is happening right now.
That makes two of us. I'm just kind of following our old leader at this point. Getting you to where you need to be getting. But personally, I think this whole setup's a bit fishy, this bringing back the magic you apparently contain in it, but not knowing it yourself.
I don't know about that.
I just look out for yourself. That's all I'm saying, Enna.
I'll do what I can.
But
Have you four had many encounters with the Imperials before?
usually we attempt to avoid that kind of thing. We don't want any bad blood. Usually a lot of mercenary work and whatnot, getting hired out to do certain jobs, guard certain caravans, kill certain people. You know how it is, but all in all we attempt not to get on the Empire's bad side. This is really the first time that we're taking such a big risk.
Have you ever been on their good side? Have you ever worked for them?
No, I have not worked for them myself. My brothers, they were part of the army. Not sure exactly what happened to them at this point. Maybe they're still wandering around. Maybe they're dead. But no, I've never worked for myself. I have no real allegiances to them, if that's what you're asking.
She seems content by your answer, at least for now. And she just nods silently. Thank you.
Of course. Githa offers that rare smile towards her and takes her hand off her shoulder, going back to observing the rear of the group.
Alright, is this
Anything, Arnhold, are you seeing anything up there?
Not so far.
sorry, Arnhold, why don't you warn me a perception or detection?
Sure. Messed up my whole screen.
Awesome. So as you're walking through the woods, you happen to see a clearing start to form, and then you start hearing some water running. And the check was to make sure you didn't lead them right up in the open. And as you get closer to this path, you know the clearing and the water, you hear hooves, horse hooves.
I will put my hand up behind me, turn around, and quickly but quietly go back. We have people ahead. Riders. I suggest we move aside and wait.
Put the girl down. Hide her. Pretend we're hunters.
So then as you get to the path, the horse kind of go by, you know, and then it gets kind of quiet.
I will look ahead. Hold on. I'll go forward a little bit with my bow, pretend or act like a hunter, and just make my way to, what is that, a bridge?
Yep.
Yeah. But I'll be careful. I'm trying not to be seen, but if I am, I'll just act like I'm hunting something or looking for something to hunt. This isn't Kingswood or anything like that, is it? Or Empire hunting territory?
As in regards to like, yeah, the woods are smallly dotted, so it's more of a town control than like the closest town would be His Grove, but the Empire, of course, does own all the land.
But it's okay to hunt, correct?
Yeah, there would be no poaching law, so to speak. There's not enough people to really make it a concern.
Okay. Yeah, so I'll go, because I want to see who passed by and make sure they're still moving, but I will kind of head along the tree line toward the road, look like I'm hunting, and just take a peek.
Okay. So go ahead and once you add yourself up there, you kind of do another perception or detection.
Sure.
So yeah, so as you walk out, you see a few horses standing across the bridge. And by those horses, you do see a group of Imperial footmen. They haven't noticed you or nothing at the moment.
Are they stopped on the other side of the bridge then?
Yep, they seem to be taking a rest.
All right, I will move back quietly to the group. There are Imperial horsemen. They look like they are taking their time, watering their horses at the river and resting. We should wait for a bit.
I agree. Best to lay low. Let them pass unaccosted. If we attack a missing patrol, only alerts.
Agreed. Just hopefully they don't stay here very long.
Should we go back a little further, back into the forest? Not so close to where they are.
Might be a good idea. Fall back slightly.
All right, so you guys gonna try to retreat back in the forest a little bit?
Yeah, a little bit.
All right, with that, I would need stealth rolls.
I was worried you were going to say that.
Ruh-roh.
If we don't
Is
have
that just
stealth, what do we roll? Dex?
Dex.
Oh no. Githias.
What about deception? I mean,
Decept the branches?
yeah.
I'm just a tree.
So I don't know where that target number comes from. It seems to always be the same.
Yes, your target number is actually the ability, right? So like your target number would be 15. So what it is, since you do have, is that stealth you rolled?
Yes.
So you do have stealth. So it'll take your dex, which is 14, and add the 1 for the stealth into it. So it'll make it 15. And that would be the number you have to roll under.
Oh, under. I got it.
Yep.
Okay, so I actually blew it then.
Yes. Yes, you blew it.
Oh, we're trying to go under.
Yeah.
Oh, I
Not
was like, I
understanding.
succeeded. Look at me. And that's exactly what Githa says. She's like, I am so quiet right now. I've been working on it.
So with that, you as you guys try fading back to the woods to retreat back a little bit and kind of make yourself a little more, comfortable and peaceful from the Imperial soldiers here. There's some branches and rocks and leaves and stuff and clumsy people about might make a few noises. And hearing some snapping and crackling coming from the woods across. And it's only a small creek, so it's not that loud. I was factoring a little bonus to kind of give you guys for the sound masking. Like Arnold would have been all right, but with the 18 there, it's almost a critical failure. So we'll go ahead and you're loud enough for them to hear you. And with that, you start seeing them peering over and towards your direction.
Fuck. Arnold, come on.
Yes. You will pretend we are hunting.
Yeah, let's just step out. And she knocks an arrow, of course, pointing it down, but not looking as aggressive as she could. And she walks out into the opening, kind of looking around, making more noise as she approaches kind of the pathway.
And Arnold will do the same and follow her as if, she's leading and we'll be looking around like we're looking for game.
You there. Look lively, lads. We got some coming out the forest.
Oh, and Githia will kind of relax slightly, relaxing her grip on her bow. She actually puts the arrow away. Hello there. How's it going?
And with that, you see the two footmen start heading your direction.
I'm not sure exactly what you're doing out here, but how's it going? Just here, hunting with my buddy.
I just wave.
Indeed.
Just so happens we are looking for a woman. A blonde-haired woman. Have you seen her?
Oh, I hear's far from blonde, but I could make it out like that. I haven't been seeing any blonde-haired women around here.
Oh, are you guys alone?
Alone as you can be out in these woods.
And he's just going to be eyeing you guys. And then go ahead and, if you have deception, go ahead and roll it. If not, give me a charisma.
Oh, it's good charisma.
Ruh-roh, Raggy.
I have to roll out the sheets. Okay, no problem.
Oh yeah, we gotta roll this.
Yeah, I got to throw
It's
charisma.
okay.
Where is charisma?
I found it.
Submit.
Oh,
I don't know. Did I do well?
Oh.
0.
yeah. Yeah, you did well because it's, I believe your charisma would be 11. So.
How did I roll a 0?
I have 1s on
'cause
everything. What? What?
Your charisma, yes, you are 11. Yes. The way you roll is 0. Right? Because if you take the your charisma modifier, so like you're rolling under a 10.
Mm-hmm.
So what it does is it subtracts. So
I guess I don't know if that means I succeeded or failed.
so that means you are, because you rolled you have a 10 for charisma and you rolled a 10, so it's a straight on. Like, because what it does is subtract what you roll from your score, and it tells me, like, if you guys are high, like for instance, if you look at she has 11, she rolled a 3, right? So out of a D20, she rolled a 3, which subtracts from D20, so she's over the whole thing. All right, because the way they got the macro set up for the seat to roll, it's kind of weird, and what it does is try to subtract the d20 what you rolled, and so a negative number would be a passing number, and a positive number would be a failing number. So you're dead on, whereas Githya is major fail.
Oh no.
Not,
Oh no.
She's just standing
yeah.
there smiling.
Not alone. Have not seen the blonde girl. Which one are you lying about?
Neither. I haven't seen a blonde girl, and we're not alone because the two of us.
Well, I guess you wouldn't matter laying down your weapons there and coming over here with us so we can verify everything you're saying.
And she'll look over to Arnhold, give a shrug, and she'll gingerly put down her bow onto the ground, taking her arrows, the quiver off, leaning against the bridge there, and making her way over.
As she like starts setting it towards the ground, but before she puts it down, Marin is gonna like take his throwing spear and chuck it at one of the riders, Mallom.
Okay, you're going for the one. I'm assuming you're going for the one closest to you.
Yeah,
Okay. So you're gonna throw it. You should have a.
it's a 30-foot range, I believe.
Yep. And I'm gonna say you go ahead and you can make that easily, and you should have a throw and spear button for you to.
I'm not sure why it's not letting me select the token on this.
Let me see.
I could do it from the character sheet. It's fine.
Hang on. I could give it right to you. Going on with it. Are you on the select pan move thing, the arrow pointer?
I'm an idiot.
Does it give you the option now?
Yes.
All right. And you hit an AC of 5 with 4 damage. So this Hawking Brute here.
Probably has an AC higher than 5 unless I'm rolling for under again.
Oh, no. It's that actually takes it into account. So what it does is it does all the math for you. Rolls the D20, does everything, and then lets you know what AC. And even though they look heavily armored, there's not there's no armor that gives you a big, huge bonus in this game, in the system, unless you add it in. And
Gotcha, yeah.
I find the sheet here. And all right. Yes, as your
Yeah, I figured that was a miss.
so as your spiel goes sailing, it actually it does hit him. However, it is a bad throw. So what it does is it's not arson though. So what it does is it hits him, and it bounces off his armor, and then from there, um, now, so let me pull up the initiative tracker because I'm just going to go ahead and have you guys roll initiative, but it's not. There we go. From there, you guys go ahead and roll initiative.
Okay, off the sheet.
Yeah, no, that would not play well with
That's okay.
with the macro.
Don't worry.
Damn, Enna with the nat 20.
It also gave me like this thing that said you wanted to send the result of this roll to the turn tracker, but no valid token was selected.
All right, I'll modify that. And then
Oh, so it defaulted you to 11 because you didn't say send it to the tracker? That's weird.
All right, where you at? You have
No,
a
I'm not
22.
on there.
Oh, you're not on there at all. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you want to try rolling it again, and we'll just stick with that 22? If it'll let you.
Yeah, let me see.
If not, I'll just add you. There you are.
Yeah, I'll take the 22 over the 4.
Oh, of course.
Thanks.
I don't think my other guard went up. I don't understand why is it. I'm just gonna go ahead and throw them in. All right. So with that, and then you go ahead and. Okay. So the way magic works is there you go. Did you get that?
Yep.
All right.
Is there any way I can well,
I mean, I would say think of it like a dinner bell. You know, if because you're gonna have to be this, you know, if you're trying to be discreet or not.
I would like to try to be discreet if possible.
All right.
And should I still whisper you what I'm wanting to do, or should I just say it?
You can whisper me. Yeah, just go ahead and whisper what you want. We'll do the roll from there. So, all right, level 2, there it is. Okay. So you see the number, go ahead and roll that, you can whisper roll me that number. Okay, and then go ahead and you could do 1d4.
I did the 1d4. Oh,
Oh,
did
okay.
I whisper
Oh, so you got 2,
myself?
yeah. No, that's perfect,
Okay.
gotcha. Then go ahead and do, go ahead and do a 2d6. Let's see how long. And then they're going to do it. They got to save, of course. So that would be there. So the never save would be straight strength. And that one fails. Go ahead and use him. That one passes. So one of them got hit by it. So
Okay.
that'll be it. That's your turn. So
So what do the rest of us see?
go ahead and roll a stealth.
Me?
Yeah.
So my bitchin' dexterity. I did great.
So yeah. So anybody who wants to roll perception can they actually roll. If you don't believe the whole magic user thing, you could actually roll perception and see if you catch her. I'm gonna say everybody but the two that are directly engaged with the path right now. There you go.
Oh, us too. Is it no-go?
Yeah, I don't think you'd be paying that much attention
Alright,
behind
ignore
you.
those.
So that'd be Tristan would be able to roll if he wants to be, if he would be paying attention or not.
Nice. So what am I rolling again?
A perception or detection. Okay, you definitely see what you would see is Enna making a what would you say it would be? And would it be a hand or
Could
whatever
I describe it?
Sure.
So you start hearing rustling in the bush off to your right, from where Enya's coming from. As you turn to quickly look at her, you see her hands shifting and making these weird gestures, and just kind of brushing the bush and the branches as she does so. She's kind silently looking down towards the ground and mouthing things as well. And as she does this, and you look back towards the soldiers, you see one of them just start to completely lock up and stop moving. I'm not sure which one you wanted to assign that to, but yeah, one of them is currently held and doesn't seem to be able to move.
Yeah. So then that would be what you see, Tristan. How you react to that. You could I'll let you go ahead and do a free reaction to it if you have one.
Now let's take careful observation, you know. Stack that info away for later.
Alright. So with that, the soldier seeing a spear coming out and not noticing his friend locked up yet, because his friend hasn't did anything yet, he's gonna immediately pull a sword and engage, and he's gonna head down the bridge. The movement's very lax in this game. Really, like, you can move up to 30 feet without really much of a issue. They didn't stress importance on moving. They just say far, close, and medium type deal. So I'm gonna be just as lax with it. But as long as it's like 30, I'm gonna say 30 is like a closer range, whereas like melee range is within the 5 feet unless it's specified with a longer reach weapon. And then he's gonna go ahead and do a sweep, and then just like any other D&D or anything, you can move and attack. You can move in an attack action.
Oh.
And what's your
13.
AC? All right. So tell me how you dodge or absorb the blow.
So Githa about to put down her bow, and Mallom taking that time, that distraction to throw the spear. She makes sure to keep her bow in hand, and as one of the Imperial soldiers kind of comes charging at her, attempting to swing, she uses the kind of momentum of keeping a grip on her longbow, ducks down underneath a swing, step slightly to the side, trying to steady your balance again and get out of the way of his attack. Ah, damn it! I didn't think we were engaging in combat.
As you hear, "Ugh!" And then it would move on to Arnold. Arnold.
Are there like penalties for shooting when she's in combat with him? in this game?
I will say because it's a check, so you can re-roll it. However, I mean, if there's a fail, there would be an issue because you're trying to shoot around her a little bit, but you could also move as well.
Can I? You mean move to get a clear shot, or should I just move into melee? Is that what
You
you're
can
saying?
move a clear shot if you want to do a shot, or you can move melee. It's your choice. So you can do a move and an act.
Yeah, I'll move down to there to get a clear shot from the side. So while she's dodging, since we're both archers, we know how to do this. So I'll just run over down a little bit. She dodges, and then I shoot.
All right, perfect.
So I'll go.
All right, AC at 19. You definitely hit. So describe that for us.
So as she deftly dodges the the sword attack, I leap down closer to the river to get a clear shot. And as he loses his balance from the whiff, I just fire right at the notch between his armor on the side where it would have been bound. So basically, it's just a side shot right into him, through where the armor has an opening.
And as he's engaged, he's not even paying attention. He just kind of glances and sees you move, and without even realizing that there's an arrow heading towards him, and it just plunks him right in the side. Ugh! Ugh! All right, nice shot. And I sense there's some revenge coming.
Oh, yes, there be some revenge. And unfortunately, him being so close, she's gonna have to forgo the long bow and draw out her sword instead. Unfortunately, it's a short
Awesome.
sword. She kind of, she shuffles her long bow into her offhand, drawing her short sword into the other, and taking a stab at the one in front of her. Really don't appreciate people coming for me. She lunges forward, getting him between the armor chink.
All right, and that definitely would hit him. Oh, yeah. And he's gonna wince in pain, but it wasn't enough to do a lot of damage to him. So he kind of gives you a glaring look back.
Never mind.
Yeah, the whole damage of 1. Oh, and it's critical?
I don't think
Do you
so. That's why I said, oh, it was like,
Some
oh.
weapons have special abilities at 19
your weapon
though.
attacks. It doesn't specify. Oh, yes, I do have a critical because I rolled a 19.
All right, so it's mech damage,
Yes,
which is
1d6
6.
plus half level rounded up, so 6, 7, 8 damage.
8 damage. Awesome.
Do you have to roll the 19 or just get? Because
Yeah, you're right. What did I roll?
Natural, yeah. You rolled a 16,
Okay.
so no. It's just
Womp womp.
That
Thank
does.
you.
close.
sorry to blow your.
No. I didn't see all the additions. It's all right.
Dude,
Blow my
shut
bubble.
up! Stop sabotaging the.
Oh yeah, crit. I'm sorry. I take that
Githa
back.
thinks that she does more damage than she really does, but actually just hits a little bit more fabric than she thought.
You're like, wow, this guy's much skinnier than he looks. He's really needs to like get his armor.
Look, fat man, I don't think you should be going with the Empire, but I mean... oh.
So, Captain and Adden, he's a 19. I'm just going to go ahead and throw him before Mallom real quick, and then the other two are going to go I got the other one's gonna go last. I didn't pay attention to his roll. He's gonna go ahead and look over at the Arnold there, shooting arrows. He's gonna go ahead and throw a spear. He's gonna look over. Nah, we must kill him. Oh, sorry, hold. What's your AC?
13.
All right, just under. So tell us how you either dodge or well, it wouldn't really be. I guess we wouldn't say dodge. It just doesn't get through. So if you want to describe that to us.
Yeah, he throws the spear my direction, but I see it coming, so I kind of do a little slight spin where I take my bow, and as the spear comes in, I just knock it slightly off balance so that it bounces off my shoulder. So luckily I saw it coming, and it was a slow throw.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, a little off balance as he threw because he didn't expect to be attacked, even though. All right, and then next up we have Matt.
Can I move across the stream as like normal movement, or is that something different?
It is a slippery, so I'll say you give me a dex check. I don't think you have it. Yeah, I guess acrobatics would work if you have acrobatics.
I'm not gonna risk it. I'm just gonna move up and deal with the other guy.
Okay, excellent.
So yeah, rushing forward, Mallom draws his sword and charges at the
At the pincushion there. Yep. Let's see. Pull the sheet. Yep, that hits. Tell us how you hit him for 8 points.
Does that kill him, or is he still alive?
1 second. Let me see. Left. Okay. I'll tell you what. You hit him, and then I'm gonna give you a if you want to roll a luck check. It's gonna use 1 of your luck points. Since he's close, he's not real near, but you know he's really close. And then
The luck points are the reroll points.
nope. The luck points is gonna be a simple. Yeah, let me double check this so I can explain it to you guys fully. It is kind of like vague. I'll tell you what. Go ahead and roll d20 if you want to do it. It will just reduce your luck by 1.
Oh snap!
Oh yeah. Go ahead and describe how you could think of any creative way you want to maim and kill this young man standing in front of you.
Yeah. So as this young man turns and is kind of facing the other two and like trying to attack Githa and with an arrow sticking out of his side, Mallom comes bursting through the underbrush and actually grabs the shield and yanks at it, pulling him off balance. And as the dude kind of like sways a little bit, Mallom shoves the his sword up underneath the guard of his chin, in between the gap between his helmet and his neck, spearing him through the jaw and into his skull, and just yanking him off the horse with a twisting motion, sending his entire head like severing, and like flinging it into the stream.
And he didn't even see you coming. He kind of just life was good. Life was good getting shot by arrows and poked at. And next thing you know, he's lights out.
His head fell off.
Yeah. Last thing he sees is his head rolling off into the creek there.
You could say he really lost his head.
All right. And so with this, it'd be the last soldier here who's going to let's see what everybody will do. All right. So as he you see the soldier just standing there, and you just hear him, "Arr! Arr!" And it looks like he's trying to move, and he can't. He can't move at all. Not even his mouth to yell for help. Just grunts. That is going to go on to Tristan.
And just some outside of my brunch, I want to take a pop shot with the light crossbow at Mr. Guard Boy. The little net icon on him.
Yep, I'm going to go ahead and you can give yourself a +2 because you can't even see where you're at to flinch.
Nice.
Definitely.
Does that weapon potentially crit on a 19?
Well, let's open it up because you did roll a natural 9, Tristan. Does your features thing say anything about crit?
I've got Finisher, which doesn't do anything for critting, but if I'm picking off an injured target and I successfully... No, it's a melee attack. I got nothing.
Yeah, he's got bigger. All right. Yeah, your short sword would be what you needed to use for that natural 19. So unfortunately, it's not a crit, but it still does a lot of damage there. Yep. So he's just all you hear is as you hear a thunk, and he can't even look to see who shot him. And back up to the top of the order with Enna.
She will also peek out and use her short bow to attack the held person.
All right. You get the same +2 because he can't see or he's defenseless essentially.
Okay, that macro didn't work. I'll roll from my...
Oh, the crossbow thing didn't? Do you got your token selected?
I did.
All right.
I guess that should be +2 somewhere. Because it asked me a damage modifier, but not a to hit modifier.
Yeah. So what'd you roll? You actually this one. So you rolled a 9. Yeah. 13, 14. If it meets, it beats. So go ahead and tell us how you shot the helmed man. Now taking another crossbow and not being able to see who's shooting at him.
He's simply frozen, and from the first arrow that hit him, you could just hear his grunt. And again, with the second one that's flown through the air and struck him in between the joints of his armor, you can again hear him grunt. And you can start seeing some blood ooze down his armor. But unfortunately for him, he's still unable to move, unable to react in any meaningful way. And is simply locked in place.
And as the crossbow hits him, you hear another, "Argh!" And he's just wincing. You know, the pain. He can't even show the pain at all because he can't do nothing. He's just sitting there, bellowing out a gurgled growl. All right. And so All right. And that'll bring us to off. Let's go right to Arnhold.
So were both those other guys stuck?
Nope, he's gonna go. He's gonna go. Because I think I took him after. Before Mallom, the last. So that's where he's gonna be. Because they didn't add him into the turn order.
Oh, okay. So
But he's lively. He's able. He's looking right at you. So
I'm gonna look right back. I will shoot at. I guess we're talking about the rider, correct?
yeah, they're not on horseback. So this
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Yep.
This frozen.
All right. I will shoot the one who looks like he's getting ready to do something.
Awesome.
The guy. All right. So. Oh, that will miss by a country mile.
Yeah, he just as he's watching you, staring at him, he sees your crossbow come up, and he gets ready to raise his shield up. And as he hears the flank, he has his shield up and doesn't hear nothing on his shield. So he kind of looks down at it, looks back at you, and has a snarl on his face, a little bit of a smile to it. With that,
Githia quickly sheaths her short sword, kicking the headless body in front of her away, using that to kind of prop her leg up as she takes out the longbow, knocking an arrow, and aiming at the one directly in front of her, and firing it off.
Okay. That does not beat.
I'm going to attempt to do a reroll there.
Go for it.
On D20? Oops.
Yeah, you just re-roll the same thing. You re-roll. Yep.
Try again.
It's gonna be a complete reset. So the damage, everything. Oh my.
And
Lord.
it's a 19.
Yeah, that's a crit.
No. So you did max damage, which is gonna be a. Oh, this one did affect.
Yeah.
Did it factor in 6, 7,
It's
8?
in.
Yes, it did. So it's gonna be 8. And as he not paying attention to you, sitting there getting ready to snap on him, go ahead and describe how you do some damage.
Yeah, so Githia, using kind of her propped up leg to not stabilize her longbow, but kind of stabilize her shot in general, keeping herself centered, she quickly scans over the man's armor, looking for some sort of chink, sees it right on the left side, below the rib, sees a small hole, probably from a previous battle. She takes aim at that pinhole-sized chink in the armor, letting the arrow fire, and luckily it hits his mark, going right through him.
Awesome. So as he feels the arrow penetrate into his body, he winces and drops back. What is going on? Why are you not attacking? And he's going to look around at you guys, and he realizes there's people in the woods. He's got you three in front of him, and he sees his compatriot is not moved, but is just sitting there girdling and taking shots. And with that, he is going to do a full retreat.
Ah, fuck. Shoot the horses or something.
So, as he's retreating, I'm going to go ahead and do a dex and see if he gets on his horses or if he just kind of falls. Ignore the invisible horses, they're special.
Invisible horse, the horses are in there.
Do we have time? Oh no, he's going. God damn it.
Yeah, he is on his horse. I'll let everybody before he jets off. Anybody who has a ranged weapon ready, go ahead and take a few shots
Oh, I'm going to.
I will. Yeah, I'll shoot.
at the cost of 1 luck.
Done.
Yep.
4 damage. Now he's gonna have to pass in the dex.
There's another 6.
Unnatural 6 so far. So let's slow him down. So he's gonna do 2 dex.
Anyone else? Fire into him.
Passes 1.
Oh,
Crits
So
on
how
the
do you-
other. So
ball.
what's that? Yeah,
How do you keep track of luck? Is that just the number that you have?
it's in your sheet. You start out with 11. And so you'll have the current and the max. You want to reduce the current down.
Oh, okay. There we go.
On a
And-
scale of 1 to 10, how important do we think this is to either kill this guy or keep him here?
Ugh.
I mean, I'd prefer if the rest of the Empire didn't know we were in these woods for as long as possible.
Sim, would I be able to do the thing again for a luck point?
Yes, I will let you since it's considered a range. So go ahead and roll those. You're not rolling to affect humanoids. You're just rolling for just the one duration. So the 2d6.
Is it only on humanoids?
Yeah, that's what it says.
Yeah, humanoids. Okay.
So, all right. So he's gonna do a strength save. Yeah, he's safe. So
Machine.
he beast moded out of there. He as he's riding, he
does the
feels
guy
the
we killed, since the others had spears that they threw, does the guy we killed have one on his body that Mallom could like pick up?
and toss at him.
Spend a luck point?
Yeah, and I'm gonna have you do it at disadvantage. It's quite a distance.
Worth a try, I guess.
Yeah, I imagine you could frisbee it. Kind of heavy, so it's not meant for throwing. Yeah,
Oof.
he's. I'm just gonna say it fell short. But as he's riding away, he feels arrows plucking him in the back, and it winces. But he managed to hold on to the horse, and he disappears into the path.
Damn it.
All right.
This is not good.
Ah,
So now, you guys are technically, I'm going to put you out of combat because this guy cannot move. He's just standing there like a statue. So you feel free to do what you want with this guy standing there.
Gonna go slit his throat.
Malland. I hate to question you, but what was that? Why'd you have to start something?
They knew something was up. We didn't have time for that. And it was better to catch them by surprise than let them just.
That could have allowed for you guys to at least sneak
We
away.
don't have time to argue for this argument though. There are 2 horses there. Let's hop on and
Githa spits a bit on the ground, frowning. Fine. Let's just go before they come back.
We must make haste. That town is not very far away. It will not take him long.
Unfortunately not. What should we do with this one? And she'll gesture to the frozen one. What's with him anyway? It's a bit stiff.
Did I slit his throat?
You want me to slit his
So you're gonna slit his.
you alright.
Yeah.
So you're gonna slit his throat.
Yep.
All right. Tell me what that's like. As you kill him.
Mallom walks over and just grasps the guy's helmet and lifts his skull back and slides his blade slowly along it. Kind of a resignation and almost an empty fluidity to his movements. Like he's had to do this many times and it no longer carries particular weight for him.
Okay.
Man, he cold-blooded.
So as you slit his throat, you can feel the rigidity of him. And as you slit his throat and the blood comes out and and it gargles. And he just doesn't fall to the ground. He's still standing there.
What the fuck is this? She'll kind of look around, very confused, flabbergasted at the rest of them. Do you not see this? He's still fucking standing there. She'll poke at him a bit.
Dead gods.
Was he poisoned?
I don't know.
Enna, is this your doing?
She's just kind of like standing there as you're all looking around him and you call her out. We should get going.
Aye, we should.
All right.
Grab the horses.
Alright. Githia starts unbridling the horses or getting them ready for them to leave. Oh, which one can take 3 though?
So, seeing that the forest is kind of very light and kind of sparse, you guys are welcome to continue into the forest. However, it is not as concealing as once before. Or you can continue on the path.
Whatever's the quickest, really. Especially with the horses.
How deep is this stream?
It is not that deep. It's actually kind of shallow.
Mallom's gonna propose actually sending the horses back the way we came, like saddling up and then like just kind of whipping them to go in that direction, and then the rest of us on foot traveling along the stream bed north for a little bit, because it wouldn't leave tracks that are easily like followed, and so they might follow the horses instead of us, thinking that we took the horses.
Not a bad idea.
Whatever you think is right, Sir Mallom.
We will follow you.
Okay, then yeah, do that. Use the horses as a way to try and like distract and create a false trail while we go north. Probably like a half mile or a mile on the stream bed before breaking out along. I'd say stick to the forest again. Try and move under cover.
Okay. So you're letting the horses go. I'm understanding this correct. You're letting the horses go to kind of create a trail.
Leading them to the bridge and like facing them to like the direction we were coming from, and kind of smacking them to sending them like running off in that direction, and letting them like run free. The idea is to create a false trail for them to try and follow the horses instead of follow us.
Okay. Nope, that's definitely doable. So hopefully that flows anybody off your scent. And as you guys get walking into the woods here, You come upon a clearing. I imagine you guys been walking for a couple hours, and you're off to the trail, and you come up to a spot, and it has a cave. Now, if you guys now the way it works for like spells and luck and stuff, it goes off of short and long rest, right? So, if any time, the opportunity presents itself, if you guys want, like if you guys getting pretty battered or whatnot, you could do a short, and what it does is have if I read it correctly in this one, has a requirement like there's three types. There's like a very short one, very like a medium one that's a few hours, and then there's a longer one which is like overnight. So and they all do the same thing. You can heal and everything like that, or you guys can keep going on your journey.
What would get me spell slots back?
The short rest would work right now.
Oh, really?
Yep. It's like I said, it's OSR. It's very loose. It lets you regenerate stuff kind of quickly. But however, the next couple of rests you do, it has to be the long, it has to be the medium and the long. So
Okay.
a short rest literally could just be a breather.
If you don't mind, I was wondering if I could catch my breath for just a moment.
Sure. I guess we have some time. Mallom.
How late in the day is it at this point?
I'd say you guys left in like the early dark morning, so you're looking at probably like noon to 1 o'clock ish. I mean, it's about midday.
We should travel till nightfall.
That's definitely an option.
How long would a short rest be?
Under an hour.
I'd agree with Mallom. We should not waste time during the day. We should put distance between us and them before the night falls.
Very well. Let us continue then.
All right. So you guys continuing in the woods.
And as they're
go ahead.
kind of walking through the woods, she looks to Mallom, walks to the front of the group quickly. Look, Mallom, I understand you thinking this mission is important, and of course fully understanding that. Though there might come a time where we've got people coming at us from behind. If you need someone to hold them up, I don't mind being that one.
Mallom kind of sets his head down and grimaces at the mention, and then looks towards Geetha and says, Geetha, you must understand you're like a daughter to me. If it comes to that, you'll go on. I trust the three of you to save her. I can hold them off on my own if it comes to that. But for now, don't think of such things.
As much as I'd like to survive this, you're really the only one who knows exactly what's going on, and personally I'd rather keep you alive, whether I'm like a daughter to you or not. It'll be my decision if it comes down to it, but I just want to let you know they're not surprised if anything happens, and you're not waiting around for me to catch up. Got it?
Mallom doesn't really respond, just kind of looks you in the eye with a forlorn sadness, and then looks back towards the path and continues walking.
Githia will pat him on the shoulder gruffly before moving back to her position at the back of the group, keeping an eye out as always.
Okay.
As we're walking, at some point, Mallom is going to find some time to fall in beside Enna, and be like, "So, what exactly was that back then?"
Are you going to kill me?
Girl, we're risking our lives for you. We're not going to kill you.
It's something that I've been able to do for a long time. It's something that my mother taught me. It's magic. I was able to stop the muscles in his body from working for a time. He would have broken out of it eventually, but you saw fit to kill him before that happened.
What else can you do?
I prefer not to say. I'd like to avoid using it as much as possible.
May I ask why?
You don't know what it's like having to run your entire life, having to hide who you are, hide what you're capable of, because if anybody finds out, you're likely to be killed immediately. You don't know what it's like to use it to try to save someone and have them look at you like the devil himself immediately after.
A very small, slight smirk comes to Mallom's face, and he says, "I understand what you're saying, Enna, but I'll remind you, you don't know who I am, and you don't know what I know, and you haven't been where I've been. Perhaps we have more in common than you think. Perhaps I also know what it means to hide a piece of yourself. But just know, this world needs more magic in it, not less. Don't feel the need to hide who you are and what you are from us. It's a blessing, not a curse." And then starts making his way back towards the front of the group.
So as you guys are walking, it kind of comes apparent either you got a path that kind of skirts around a valley, or you could go down into the valley. The option would be yours. Because the path would be sticking you closer to the road, whereas the valley would take you off the road for a little ways.
I do not like being so close to the road. Perhaps the valley would be a better solution.
Hopefully no one sees us from above. All I'm saying.
Mallom would agree with the valley point.
It's gonna be risky no matter where we're going, but I believe we should go whichever way's fastest. Get this done.
Would the valley be a significant delay or give us any... okay, you go into the valley. Is it a wooded valley, open?
It's gonna be a mix. It's kind of open. It's surrounded by, the woods. There's no path directly skirting the valley itself. It will be slower to go down the valley. It will be safer to go down the valley.
Okay.
Let's stick to the valley then. If it's
All right, valley it is.
All right, so you guys are gonna start going down the valley, and as you're going, so as you're going down, you notice you're descending, and it's pretty smooth at first, and then you keep going, and it gets a little steeper and almost as if it's, you start notice it's harder to keep footing, but it's not too bad. Um, it gets noticeably cooler as you get down there. And then when you get down, you're still in the woods right now. It's just a minimum. It's just a small decline to get down into the opening of the valley. And it's there. You take in the sight. It's all open up, and before you, you see a remnant. The battle itself, 200 years ago.
Good lord. That's a big fella right there, isn't it?
This is not a good omen. We should avoid this place.
Oh yeah, we should hurry right through here. That'd being a good idea, yeah.
Quickly.
yeah, let's move. Let's not dilly-dather here.
Oh, I'm not gonna dilly-dally, I'm just going to mildly complain about being down here. This is great. Great, Mallom. Great.
And
If it spooks you, how much do you think it spooks the Imperials? They're less likely to follow us into this.
Yeah, hopefully.
all right, and as you get close to it, it kind of the way around it, because it's actually blocking your other exit path to get out. It's quite a hike, but you eventually have to work your way around the fallen god, and you kind of feel unease with it.
Could I do a general lore to know anything about this god?
Um, you could. A lot of like his a lot of the gods once they died, it's hard information to really come by. The general lore would likely not provide a lot of insight to you, but maybe some insight.
Yeah, just maybe see what Mallom knows, if he knows anything. So I'm just gonna roll.
All right. So that puts you at a. So you actually rolled a 1 there. So, um, did you roll on the spot? Yes, because it's the macro. So you rolled on the spot. Really, what you would think of is what you would know is it is one of the old gods. Um, which one would be kind of hazy on you? Uh, as far as what realms or anything he would have controlled, you would not have known.
Yeah.
But you still feel that vibe. In fact, if anybody has arcane lore, you can roll that to see if anything.
Happily.
I don't think I'd be having arcane lore. Nope. Just general.
All right. So with your arcane lore, you do know that this was with the Parthenon. It's one of the higher gods. Um, he well, it really. It's passing out. It still puts out a magical aura, especially the magic sensitive users, or any of the sort. Uh, you sense it's a dark entity. So it's it would be one of the lords that presides over the darkness, death, pestilence, stuff like that. That's a vibe you're getting from it. In fact, one second.
So, how? Yeah.
You are picking up dread. Okay. You feel like the vibration, almost as if it's calling out to you.
The vibration is in kind of like the magical essence that I can feel radiating off of it.
Yeah, it's creeping to you. And it's resonating, almost as if it's saying something, you know. But it's not. What you feel is a grip come over you.
So quick question. I have a feature called Attuned Mind where I have resistance to attacks on my mental state, including charm, fear, madness, and so on. Would that have given me advantage on that little
It
roll that I just did?
Nope, it wasn't an attempt yet. It's just right now he's reaching out to you.
Okay. I kind of stop for a moment and look up and try to listen to whatever's being said.
It's little whispers. You can't make them. It's like more of it's a foreign language. You know, it's a hard language to but you're just hearing. You're hearing it. It's like an attempt. And it's quietly telling you to help me. Help me. That's what it's coming into focus for you.
I walk closer to it and put my hand on it and try to concentrate harder.
Githa grabs your shoulder. What are you doing?
Miss, I would not touch it. It is not safe.
Yeah, Mallom would be like, we don't have time for this. Let's keep moving.
So yeah, go ahead and are you still attempting to move close? Are you heeding warnings?
It's saying, it's asking for help, but it's also telling me to leave.
Oh maybe we should take
That's
its advice and we should leave.
When the dead talk, that is an indication it is time to leave.
The best way to help is to get to the Duke so that we can restore this world to what it should be.
It's... She seems to... Her body language closes off a bit. And she just looks a bit kind of fearful. My mother used to tell me stories. Told me to avoid this place. Told me that it was dark. And that one of the High Lords of Darkness used to reside here.
Then we should leave immediately. Come.
I'm gonna slowly start turning, not taking my eyes off of it, and then beginning to step away, if I'm able to.
All right. So you're gonna actively try to move away.
Yeah.
All right. Go ahead and give me a strength check.
I'm really good at strength.
Okay, you're finding it harder. Go ahead and roll me a will save, and then hang on a with advantage. Okay, so you rolled a six. So you are at 8. Hang on, let me check something real quick. So what it's doing, because it's it would be a D20 minus, and you rolled a 6. So what that would do is subtract from the 20 to the 6, which would put you at 14, which is your match there. I'm just not understanding why that's coming up weird to me.
I rolled it at advantage through my
Yeah.
character sheet.
So you rolled low. So that's what you want to do. So you actually, I think what that is, that's actually an 8. So the 8 is going to be the actual number. It just looks weird in the equation for me. So you do succeed. And as you're able to pull away a little bit, the sense of dread it sends to you. And it's actually going to, what you're going to hear is like a, for those who have sound, would be grace, but what you actually hear is more like a bell as you're pulling away. It lets you go.
Do you hear that?
I'm guessing the rest of us don't.
Yeah.
No, it's silence though to you, unless anybody has an I'll see what I could give for that. I don't know if there'd be anything because it's all telepathic. So no, you guys would not hear that.
The voices, the bells. You don't hear any of it.
We don't hear anything there.
I hear nothing.
It's as if
We should go. Come on.
Death spell rings for me.
Mallom, that is a affirmative.
We should leave. We should not stop here.
Come on, Enna.
Mallom walks over to Enna and places a hand on her shoulder and looks her in the eyes, and just says, "Come, child, it's best to ignore the voices of things past. We need to, don't heed their whispers. Instead, we need to build our future. And the future awaits beyond this place. We must go."
She seems to be straining a bit as she's trying to listen to you, but it seems like she's very distracted as well. Once your mouth stops moving, she just shakes her head. I need to leave. I need to get out of this place.
I'll do.
Okay, yes, let's hurry out.
Githia will assist in kind of hurrying Enna along, pulling her if she needs to.
Enna stops for a moment. What answers? Answers to
I
what?
don't have time for this. Enna.
Malorn kind of picks her up and starts carrying her to make sure, like, fireman, like, throws her over his shoulder and is like, "Apologies, miss, but we need to get out of here," and starts rushing out of it.
She is resisting a bit for the point of the narrative, but isn't going to actually break free. What answers? Where am I from?
Miss Enna,
Let me down!
Did your mother ever sing to you as a child any lullabies? What was your favorite lullaby?
Let me down, please! I have to know!
The voices
I have to know who I am!
They tell nothing but lies. They don't know who you are.
It
Come,
knows.
we must ignore them. They're they're fathers of lies. They don't know. Come.
She's going to continue to struggle against you and call out back towards it. But as you get further and further away, I imagine that the voices begin to get quieter and quieter. And eventually she stops fighting.
Alright. As you leave, you can go around quickly, going behind the body of the fallen god, being pulled away. And if anybody wants to look back and see if they see anything, roll a well, actually, you could roll perception if you get the feeling that something is behind you.
Oh boy. Can I fail this? That'd be nice. I don't want to know.
We can all roll.
Yeah.
Do-do-do.
Alright, Mallom definitely picks up on something. So, Mallom, you could feel free if you want to look, and if you want to tell others to look, you can. But as of right now, you could be the only...
Something's wrong.
Yeah, Mallom will glance back at some point.
You guys, I'm going to put you a little back out the way.
Really hoping this isn't a lost wife, pillar of salt kind of situation.
As you look back, you see it's hard to make out, You see a rider back where you guys were, just staring.
Mallom's not going to say anything, but is going to try and pick up the pace.
All right. He's not giving chase at the moment. All right. So as you guys leave, you guys would actually come upon a cave. And it's getting dark. If you guys want to continue to travel through the night, it has an inherent risk.
I want to use I use either animal lore or wilderness lore to see if there's any tracks or anything going into this cave.
All right, excellent. Go ahead.
Which one do you want me to use?
I'll let you go ahead. You can use wilderness, and also I'll call it like a general catch-all, footsteps and stuff like that.
Okay.
Well, actually, I'll let you know what may be in that cave. The detect would detect any prints. Okay, so you rolled 11. That's your wilderness.
Yeah.
So of course, this is not a area where a lot of people come by. So it's a refuge by animals that may be hunted or in the predator that follow their ways. So as far as what's living in the cave is what you know about the wilderness around you at this point in time in this area. It could be bandits. It could be, of course, bears. It could be, any type of hiding human, anything. If you got detect, or anybody's detect.
Yeah, I'll do that. I'll use detect then if I have an idea of what I should be looking for.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't see any. You see like a few deer footprints, no human footprints. You do see wolf prints. Nothing going to and from the cave though.
It looks safe. If we might want to not risk endangering ourselves by moving through this valley at night.
Yes, it would be good to come for the night.
Agreed.
And that's
We
also
should
why
use the cave.
I'll start the fire. And Githia will start to kind of unpack everything within the cave.
Gotta move you guys to the cave.
I'll keep first walk.
It's actually pretty decent inside.
I see darkness.
It's all darkness. I shifted the
Pitch
whole
black.
map.
Oh no.
Trying to uncover everybody. I'm like, oh, there goes the map.
Oh no.
I just gotta move back in place. Okay, there we go.
The fact that there's
you
already
go.
a turn order up, I mean,
No, ignore that. I just need to. There you go. It's actually quite a homely cave.
Yeah, she'll make sure to go to a place with good ventilation, most likely near the front. They're gonna start the fire.
Arnold will look around, make sure there's no critters. Or anything else to deal with.
You guys just hear the rain start.
Not the biggest fan of rain myself.
Mallom is gonna try and find time to go to each of the three mercenaries, either as a group or one-on-one, outside of earshot or when Enna isn't paying attention, and tell them that back in the valley there was a rider behind them, something almost otherworldly. It didn't look like it was following, but it's something to be aware of.
Oh, good, more things following us. This job keeps getting better and better there, Melon.
That's
This
why I
place is cursed.
Hey,
It was a mistake. I feel bad.
this is a tough job, but that's why I called the toughest merc I knew. I knew you three were the only ones I could really trust with something like this.
If you think we're being followed, then maybe we should set up an ambush, huh? A trap?
I don't know if it was following us. There was just something back there. Something to keep an eye out for.
It could not hurt, though.
Yeah, but if we set up a trap and start planning for that kind of thing, we might be lying in wait for a few days, and well, we kind of want to be getting to getting.
Do any of you have any net or canvas?
Yeah, let me just reach into my bag of
Could try
nets.
and rig something at the entrance to the cave.
I mean, I could do a little something back from my hunting days. Have any alerts that come up, just in case.
No harm in setting it up at least, right?
No worries. And with that, Githia will kind of start going towards the entrance and kind of trapping it. In a sense, mostly just to warn them when something's coming in.
So as you're by the door, you would feel it's starting to get wind and the temperature is dropping. And the rain is seen to let up, but it's you can still hear the thunder.
Like this. Sure.
And if you want, since you're by the cave entrance, if you want, you could do a perception and look outside of it.
Okay.
Tell me what you see.
Probably nothing.
Don't wanna look.
My perception's great. See? Great.
Yo, oh, there is. It's safe. It's just windy and things look wet. It's awfully
Looks
dark.
great outside.
But seems safe.
Yeah. She'll continue setting up the traps. And then eventually make her way back to the fire, sitting down next to it. Pulling out some rations and attempting to make some comfort out of this whole situation.
Yeah, Mallom is gonna try and find some time to go up to Enna and be like, how are you doing? Are you feeling okay?
I'm fine. I just feel really exhausted.
What was that back there?
Just heard so many voices. They were so loud. I could barely hear you, even though you were right in front of me.
What were they saying?
And then they started promising me answers. Answers to my questions. Answers about where I'm from and who I am. answers that I've honestly been wondering about for a long time. And all it asked was for me to stay. I should have stayed.
No, you shouldn't have. There was something back there, something evil. You staying would have done you no good and gotten you no answers. You heard the man back at Colmar. The Duke knew your mother. He'll have answers. He's different.
I'm really sorry, Sim. Could you turn the music
Yeah.
effects down a bit? I can't hear
You are
what
you are
people
really
are saying.
quiet there, Lucid.
Turn them down on
Like you're, I don't know.
Sorry about that. You could
Go.
turn them down on your like Roll20 thing. You could like control them.
Yeah, my Roll20 AM is not functioning properly, so your individual levels are set for your preference, which is in the settings.
In the master music volume.
Oh, I can just turn that down then.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I ended it though, so you're good. But yeah, you are coming in kind of quiet.
There you go. Enna.
I crank you up.
What had you said, Lucid?
Should I go ahead and repeat that?
Yeah.
No, you shouldn't have stayed there. There was a darkness there, an evilness. You would have found no answers, but if we continue on, you heard what the old man back at Colmarch said. The Duke was there, knew your mother, and knew your grandfather. If we just make it to Greavy, there you will find actual answers, not the lies and whispers of the darkness.
Yeah.
I'm glad that you trust this Duke Rarth. I'm thankful for your help, but I do not know this man, and I do not know what he knows about me, or what his intentions are with me. For some reason, it seems easier to trust in some supernatural source for these answers than some man that I've never met before.
What about trusting me?
I don't think you have the answers that I'm looking for, unfortunately.
No, but you could trust me to keep you safe. And you could trust me to do my best to help you find those answers. If I believed you could find them back there, I would take you there, but
I don't know. I think I just need rest. I'm just gonna try to sleep. Maybe
Alright.
in the morning I'll be a little more sound of mind and agreeable.
let's do some testing. Does this sound better?
No.
No. It sounds
I'm
like,
gonna just
I don't know if you're on like a laptop or
Very
your computer,
unbalanced.
but it
All right, welcome back. I think where we left off was Emma saying she was settling in. Anybody else doing anything of importance? Or who's keeping watch? And
Gith
Oh,
will
that's-
take second watch, as Mallom said he'd take first.
And I'll take the third if we want to get a reasonable rest and split it.
Sounds
Gith
good.
mostly just sits upright by the entrance of the cave, trying to nap, sitting that way. Kind of tending to the fire at the same time.
all right, go ahead and roll me 1d20 and call high or low.
Wait, who?
You, since you have the watch right now, right? Oh no,
Yeah, first
Mallom
watch.
does. Mallom, go ahead.
I have.
Yeah.
I'll go.
All right.
God damn it.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me some. I thought I had you pulled up, but I don't. Hmm. Go ahead and roll me Constitution at disadvantage.
One sec. Gotta go into my sheet for the disadvantage.
It should come up. I thought if you roll, should ask.
It asks it asks for like
Yeah.
positive and negative modifiers, but it doesn't have anything for Constitution.
Yeah, I have to figure out how they do the if on that one. Okay. You
I
rolled
don't
a
know.
one. So this is so it's actually should be a plus. Let me double check. So you got 13. Is that Constitution? So 15. So that puts you at 14. So let's say that's a pass. I don't know why this is being weird for me right now. Ignore this one. Okay. So yeah, it has actually my method. So you roll 5, which is be at 9. Okay. So you actually everything works out fine for you. You stay awake. Second watch
Mm-hmm.
ends just fine. Your first watch ends just fine. You can go ahead and start the second watch.
All right. Roll that d20.
Yep, call high or low.
I'm gonna call. Hi. Hey.
Perfect. Everything's going fine. I'm assuming everybody else is sleeping, right?
Yeah, for now. I would
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and cut over real quick, and yeah, in your dreams, the voices are calling out. You hear the same whispers that you heard. Everything starts off dark. You see a demon circle around. I guess it'd be one of the gods circle around, reaching to you.
Is this specific to Enna, or is everyone having?
Just to end.
What do you want? Who are you?
And it's just staring at you, and it's reaching out for you. No words are being changed.
I'm gonna try to back away from it.
Go ahead and do a will save at advantage because you do have. Well, actually, it's not mind control. I'm trying to mind control you, so go ahead and roll just a normal will save. It's not telling you much. It's all you're hearing is indecipherable whispers right now. And then something comes in close. And as it whispers, I could help us.
Help you with what? What do you need help with?
Our world is dying. It is not what it seems.
What can I even do about that?
Free us.
But you're dead. How can I free the dead?
Not all of us have perished.
What do you mean?
Help us. And it gets a little quieter, and then it will. Careful of those around you.
Of who? Mallom? Heather? Tristan?
Careful.
Arnold?
And
What do you
then,
mean?
as that's going on, you guys in the cave, there's really not, everything starts getting more disenchanted, more harder to understand as you're sleeping. Your second watch goes without anything bad going on. Whoever has third watch could go, but no roll needed. That's all you hear.
I think it was either Arnhold or Tristan had third one.
I had third watch. Arnold did. High low?
Yeah, you go. You can call high low. Go ahead.
I'll go low.
Awesome. So you managed to stay awake and everything, and actually go ahead and roll detection with advantage. Or if you don't have detection, it'd be perception with advantage.
Yeah, I have. I click on me, don't I? Doop. Skills. Oh yeah, it doesn't have advantage. Just positive or negative mods. I'll use the sheet.
Yeah, use the sheet for this one. I'm gonna have to cut, see if I can get that advantage one to work.
Advantage. Advantage.
Okay, excellent. So as everything grows cold, you manage to stay awake, but it feels as like it's getting colder by the second. And then, did you move anywhere, or are you just kind of staying in the spot where you were?
No, I would have moved over to about where Biff is. Right.
All right,
That's where I would have been watching from.
look out into the dark. You sense a foulness, a dread, and you just hear screaming. And then right there will end it, fade to black. And we'll call it.